One of the things I hate, and the first myth that I have, and let's get this up, is that practice and competition are the same. And I hear that from coaches, like we've practiced great and we've done everything right. I don't understand why it hasn't transferred. Like if I trained you as an astronaut in Houston, put you through the simulators and put you down in the big pool, then I shot you up on a rocket. You think they're going to feel the same? You think your mind's going to feel the same when you're in that pool? You go home every night, have dinner, go to your favorite Mexican restaurant or po' boy shop, or go watch the Astros, and now you're up sitting on a space station with some Russian cosmonaut. You think that's the same feeling? Not even close. Not even close. What happens? Practice has high control. We can control the people. We can control the things that we do. And the consequences are kind of low, because what's the worst that happens in practice? We look in the mirror and say, God, you suck today. Or I got beat in a practice round, or I got beat in an inter squad. Yeah, that sucks. But when you go out there and you're putting on the jersey, or you're having to put your name on a leaderboard, what happens is in competition, the control drops and the consequences rise. Think about it like this. I ask you to take a look over a balcony. Look over and look at the ground. Would you do it? Sure. Okay. Would you do it? I would do it. I'd do it on the first floor, maybe the 10th floor. Wouldn't do it on the 115th floor on a big tower in New York City. I mean, by looking over that balcony, I haven't forgotten how to stand. But the risk of watching, the risk of falling, of the consequence are terrible. Okay? And what happens is we get more locked in on the outcome of survival or falling to our wherever. And that's the problem. And so as a result, as consequences rise in competition, we start trying to exert more control. Just like you on that balcony, you start holding on, like, I don't want to look over. I'm okay. Right? That's what happens in competition. Pressure rises, stress rises. You start moving different, feeling different, thinking different, acting different, making different decisions. The difference is, what we have to understand is that with every competition comes the opportunity to get better there. Competition, therefore, becomes a training ground for more and more competition. It's not like coaches, I don't want you to say, you've got all the tools, now go play. No, what that's saying is, I've done all that I can control, and I have now signed off. No. Coaches, you guys are guides. You guys are guides that take people into those environments and help them navigate through it. Practice and competition are not the same thing. Okay? I always love it when I get a text from my mom in the middle of this. She's watching. So that's cool. Okay. Sorry, I had to answer that. All right, number 2. Good play builds confidence. Basham, when you went 3 for 3 in a game, were you more confident for the next game? Did you ever go 3 for 3 in a game?
Yeah, I did actually. Maybe a little bit more confident.
But fully confident? Like you've got it figured out?
No, I never had it figured out.
Okay, so there was still doubt there, right? There was still doubt.
Yeah, it's a completely new scenario, circumstance.
Yeah. Okay. So while outcomes do contribute to confidence, it doesn't solve the problem. Confidence is fed by trust. And trust is built by a plan of improvement and training that's built by a vision. Now, here's the deal. The greatest thing in the world isn't confidence. It's belief. And elite confidence builds belief, which means I can handle anything that comes my way. Doesn't mean at the game. So I saw somebody put in the comments, how do you play by letting go of the outcome? We're never going to play in an event where the outcome doesn't matter. What you have to understand is you can't control the outcome, but you can face whatever challenge is in front of you. That's belief. Had a great conversation today with a professional golfer. And I said, the greatest thing that you can do is sign up, show up, and tee it up, ready for anything. You don't have to control the outcome, your feels, or anything. Okay? Don't have to do it. Because I believe that I can handle the good, the bad, and the ugly. I can work through a process and a plan to get there. That's what it's all about. Okay, let's go to the next one. Will you get more focused in competition? It helps. There's just more clutter and noise out there. So don't think that all of a sudden you're going to learn your funnel of focus if you ain't practiced it. You got to practice your funnel. You got to practice your funnel. You got to practice it in practice and training. In a future episode, we're going to talk about how to break down practice and go about that stuff. He needs a lady at the show. Thank you, Betsy. I've got a couple ladies probably right outside here too. I would love to get on there. I don't know. Fashion. I mean, we could have a lady on at some point, right? Yep. Greg just asked a question I'm going to come back to here in a little bit. So star that one if you don't mind. All right. What about being calm is the key? I hate this. I love meditation. I love HRV work. I love all that. Show me when a player's calm that it actually helps. Now, what will happen is after the fact, the player will say, I felt a sense of calm. But were they calm or they felt a sense of calm? See, calm is ultimate acceptance. My heart can be pounding, my head racing, my palms sweating. I got to go to the bathroom. Where I was like, I love the feeling coming in from the bullpen, heart pounding, and yet I felt calm. But I wasn't calm. I think box breathing is great. Wendy had a question on that. Yeah, encouraging yawning like back in the day. Absolutely. Yawning works. Whatever works for you to feel comfortable. Okay? The fact is, when we're doing a tool, what we're doing is we're saying, I have something that makes me feel grounded. Whatever that is for you, make it work. If it's chewing gum, if it's humming, if it's snapping, I don't really care. What calm is accepting. I'm not fighting anymore, and I'm now flowing with what I have. It's funny, right? Because if we put heart rate monitors on people, they're not running in the 60s in competition. They're high. So definition is that ain't calm. They're accepting. All right, last one here. Once you figure out the mental side, performance improves. Yeah, I love that one. Like, this is my favorite. Doc, my entire game is there, except for the mental game. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, cool. So we just got to figure out that last block, and you've got it all figured out. That's not how it works. See, the mental game is like the thread that weaves every aspect of what you do together. The glue, it brings things together, everything. Okay? And during those times, the mental game is going to be on point, and other times it's going to be a disaster. And guess what? Sometimes your physical game is going to be on point, and other times it's going to be a disaster too. You are never going to figure this puzzle out. So stop trying to assume that there's an answer. There's never an answer. Okay? Ever. Learn to face the challenge and face the question in front of you. Solve the problem in front of you and get ready for the next one. But if your belief is high, that next level will allow you to face that. Those are some myths. We're going to keep diving into more myths. I got your questions. Whether I answer them here tonight or answer them, I got them.